there, gorgeous. Happy Drugstore December to you. In this video, I wanted to share with you some high-end makeup that I'm not going to be repurchasing, and the drugstore makeup I am replacing it with, if I have not already replaced it already. There are some that I really, really love, but budget and everything else, you know, raising 3 kids, they come first. They do, you know, and this is low priority at this point. So I wanted to share how I'm saving money in the hopes that you are looking to do the same and you still want quality makeup that will replace your high-end loves. So the first makeup product that I want to share with you, let's just talk about one that you know I love. I've been using it for years. Oh, love it, love it, love it. The Viseart Neutral Matte Palette. You can tell I love it, right? I mean, the cover is completely broken, but I've hit pan on so many of these. This one just fell out and broke. I don't even know where it went. But this one are my favorites. You can see I got pan on the brown one here. That's really the 3 eyeshadows that I've been using the most from this palette. And I'll be doggoned if I did not find drugstore replacements for all of these that I've been using a lot more than the Viseart palette. I've actually put this one aside and been using my drugstore more. So my replacement has been the e.l.f. Bite Size I Love You a Latte palette, because this shade right here is one of my absolute favorites. It is a complete, and I do mean complete, dupe for this one right here that I've hit pan on. And I was looking for a while for something to replace this, so I'm very happy to have found that. The dark brown over here is at the end of this palette. I can also find that same dark brown with the e.l.f. Cream and Sugar palette, which is this one right here. It's a little bit of a deeper brown than the one that you'll find in the I Love You a Latte palette, but I interchange in between these. Those have become my go-to eyeliners because I use eyeshadow for eyeliner. And then for the white shade, I have replaced it with this relatively new eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. This is the one, oh, I don't know the name of it. It's one of their Perfect 10 palettes, looks like that. But they have a white shade at the top that is completely matte and super pigmented, by the way. It's really hard to find a pigmented white matte eyeshadow that compares to this. So, yeah. You know how excited I was to find this. So, yes, still love it. Yes, I would repurchase it, but again, not going to. For foundation, I absolutely love the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. That's my go-to high-end foundation because it looks flawless on the skin. You don't need much. Provides beautiful coverage, lasts all day. Excellent, excellent. But the drugstore replacement for me is the Revlon Illuminance foundation. Same great quality as the Lancome one. I'm telling you, it has medium coverage like the Lancome one. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a primer with it. And I have oily skin. It's that good. Underrated hero from the drugstore. Earlier this past year, I did a video talking about 90s makeup products that are still available today and the history behind them. Loved making that video. If you missed it, I'll have it linked right below. One of the products I purchased for that video specifically was the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat highlighter pen. And so I've been using it since I purchased it. Why not? You know, I mean, and it's a really great concealer pen. I love it. I love it. It's everything that they say that it is. It's great. But what I noticed is that it's very similar to the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Pen that I've also been using before I even picked this one up. And I still reach for this one just as much as I reach for this one. So I feel like these two are interchangeable, at least that's my opinion. The coverage with the e.l.f. one is as beautiful as the Yves Saint Laurent. YSL, let's just say YSL. I don't feel the need to go back and purchase this, as great as it is. There might be less product in it, actually. Let's look at this. Okay, 0.08 ounces in the YSL one, 0.07 in the e.l.f. one. So, okay, like a little bit less, but cost savings alone, I don't feel the need to repurchase this because I'm really, really happy with this one. So I'm not saying they're a dupe, but if you really love this one or you've been wanting to try it, you would love this one. There was a brow pen a couple years ago that I was madly in love with, and I used it all the time. I'm sure you got sick of me talking about it in my videos. It was the one from Undone Beauty. They had a brow pen that was phenomenal, and eventually it just dried out on me and I had to throw it out, you know. And it's not that expensive, but it's a little more than I want to spend for a brow pen. So I accidentally started using the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen in its place because I really love brow pen formulas. Haven't seen the need to repurchase the Undone Beauty one ever since, because now this is my go-to, and I believe it's, I want to say, half the price. Maybe not now with inflation. Bobbi Brown Concealer, or I should say corrector. This is a corrector concealer in one in the shade Porcelain Peach. And you can see I love it, love it, love it, love it. It's got a big old hole in it. But I'm not going to repurchase it because while it does a beautiful job of correcting the under eye area and it looks great, Pixi makes, sorry about this, Pixi makes one too with their Brightening Peach corrector, and this one is just as good as the Bobbi Brown one. It looks great underneath concealer, and it's much more affordable, I might add, and I feel like you do get a little bit more with the Pixi one as opposed to the Bobbi Brown one. Yes, you do. 3 grams in the Pixi one compared to 1.4 grams in the Bobbi Brown one. I'm telling you, they give you like a little tiny bit with these high-end brands, and then they charge you double, triple the price. And why am I paying that? You know, let's get smart about what we're spending, because we're just throwing money away sometimes when it comes to some of this stuff. That's the way I feel. You can disagree with me. That's okay too. For powder, I love this. Love, 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 love. I bought this, I don't even know when I bought it. It was before I had kids. That's how long I've had it. But I used it up years ago. I just kept the container as a reminder that I would like to repurchase this at some point, and I stumbled across it the other day. So this is the Antonym Baked Foundation in the shade Fair. Completely used it up. I love this stuff because it was one of those powder foundations that made the skin look airbrushed, and you couldn't even tell you were wearing anything. It lasted all day. There was no shine breakthrough with it. It was phenomenal stuff. And I've noticed that they reduced the price on it because I feel like it used to be $50 for this, and now it's $40 from the looks of it. But you know what? I got to thinking when I pulled this out the other day, I can finally throw this out. I don't want to repurchase it because I love the L'Oreal Infallible powder. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, It's good, and it's just as good as the Antonym powder. Beautiful coverage. It doesn't look like you're wearing anything. You have to be careful not to use too much of it though, because it can look a little cakey if you apply too much. But same great oil control that the Antonym powder gave me. So yeah, why spend the money? And the other one I want to mention to you is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight Palette. So my highlighter fell out, broke into a million pieces, couldn't repair it if I tried. It was that bad. But I've worn a big hole in the bronzer. I love it. I do. It's one of my favorites. But eventually I'll use it up and it'll be gone and I won't have it anymore. But I'm not going to repurchase it because I have found that I really love this one from Milani. And this is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Sunlight. And you can see that the two are very comparable between one another. This is very cool toned, just like this. It provides great definition on the face, and it's become a go-to favorite of mine too. So as much as I do enjoy this one, it's probably one of the only Charlotte Tilbury makeup products that I really love. I haven't found much success in her line for me personally, but this was pretty doggone good. Still, this is really amazing. As far as lipstick goes, MAC's Creme de Nude is one of my all-time favorite lipsticks. It really is. I love this stuff. But I've been like scraping the bottom of it. Look at this. It's gone. Completely gone. Yeah. I'm just going to mention this because I'm not replacing it so much as I'm moving on from it. I realize that shades like this, which are really, really light and have a peach tinge to them, aren't the best for my complexion. As much as I loved them in the past, they just don't do anything for me. And so I'm realizing I need to go more with shades like the one I'm wearing today. This is, what is it? Revlon's Rise Up Rose, which is a great contrast against my skin. You know, makes me look like I have lips. I mean, I get it. But I just wanted to mention it that I'm not going to be repurchasing it because I realize that I've outgrown it and it's not one that I will wear again. So I saved some money. Let me know which high-end makeup products you have replaced with drugstore makeup that you will not be repurchasing again. And if you are interested in anything that I shared here today, everything will be listed for you below in the description box. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to watch. I speak love, peace, and joy into you and into your home, and look forward to seeing you again next time.